JD Vance called Donald Trump Hitler or something crazy.
Mr. Tatum reminds everyone what JD Vance said about President Donald J. Trump. Wonders the hypocrisy.
Let's talk about Steve Bannon, because Ben Shapiro also has something to say about Steve Bannon. Let's roll that clip.
Steve Bannon, for example, accuses his foreign policy opponents of loyalty to a foreign country. He's not actually making an argument based in evidence. He's simply maligning people that he disagrees with, which is indeed par for the course from a man who was once a PR flack for Jeffrey Epstein. Check the record.
Now, Steve Bannon responded, wrote a clip.
Now, Benji Shapiro sat up here last night, and he was all, it's all about the truth. Ben, I've known you a long time, brother. You can't handle the truth. Let's face it, Ben Shapiro is the farthest thing from MAGA. Let's be blunt. He is a hardcore never-Trumper. He's a hardcore never-Trumper. In the spring of 16, he tried to upend Breitbart. He walked off the job, made a big deal about some incident in Mar-a-Lago with Corey Lewandowski. He tried to turn it to Ted Cruz from Donald Trump because he hated Donald Trump. In the general election, he barely supported Donald Trump. The first sign of when President Trump gets sent back to Mar-a-Lago, the very first individual that jumped on the Ron DeSantis train, the Israel First train, was Ben Shapiro. And those are the darkest days we had. In 21 and 22, you guys were there. He's consistently been against Trump, and now that President Trump doesn't back the Greater Israel Project. What is Greater Israel? It's not about Israel itself. It's about an expansionist Israel, an imperial Israel that Netanyahu and that crowd have thought up. And the Israel First crowd is Ben Shapiro, Tel Aviv Mark Levin, and many others that want to put that ahead of America's interests.
These people are stupid. All right, I got to just check on Steve Bannon real quick. I don't understand. I mean, people have their own people that they like, so we get it. People like Steve Bannon and like Ben Shapiro. But the accusations against Ben Shapiro is kind of stupid, in my opinion. And when Ben Shapiro fired Candace, I became very upset with Ben Shapiro, and I didn't want to work with Daily Wire anymore. Not the people. I just didn't want to work with them because I didn't like the way they handled the Candace situation when it happened. But real recognize real, bruh. Ben Shapiro did not like Donald Trump in 2016. He was against Donald Trump in 2016, clearly. So was JD Vance. JD Vance called Donald Trump Hitler or something crazy. JD Vance was the biggest Trump hater out of any person that I've ever seen. JD Vance said the craziest things that I've ever heard anybody say about Donald Trump on our side, ever. I've never heard anybody say what JD Vance said about Trump. But why the double standard? Because Ben Shapiro did not like Trump, but then he became more favorable to Trump. He supported Trump. He voted for Trump. He's an advocate for Trump now. JD Vance hated Trump's guts, and now is the vice president for Donald Trump. So Steve Bannon, why is it necessary to come out and try to say this because you got your feelings hurt? That stuff makes no sense to me. Steve Bannon came out and said Donald Trump is going to run for a third term. What are you saying, bro? What about the build the wall scam that went let me not get into it. People went to jail over that. It was a scam. They took people's money. And even if Steve Bannon wasn't directly the culprit in it, you partner with a guy that stole money and went to prison over it. And you were a part of raising that money and taking that money. And then this guy had a wife his own OnlyFans. I don't know. You got to take responsibility for that kind of stuff. And Ben Shapiro ain't involved in that, is he? It's only Steve Bannon and other people that are involved in drama and chaos and illegal activity.